He's really curious.
Tia!
Wow.
Well, look at its foot. That's 200 years old. Yeah.
They might find you.
Please.
Don't go with the further.
I know. I wish I could touch the shell.
Here we go. Sorry,
Es que parece se cargó el interpretar. Yeah, here is the keeper. The keeper is there. Hey. They put the food there. Yeah, but she's yeah.
How are we, guys? Hey, buddy. Hanging out at the fence. Alrighty, guys. Welcome to Melbourne Zoo. My name's Tim. I'm one of the reptile keepers here, so I get to look after these big guys here, which are going to stand up right in front of us here, which is awesome. Now, today, guys, we'll be talking about our Aldabran giant tortoises. So these are some of the largest species of tortoise in the world. Just watch your fingers there, buddy. You don't want that happening, believe me. Now, these are the second largest species of tortoise on the planet, the Aldabran giant tortoise. So yes, they are very large. We do currently house 3 of these guys here at Melbourne Zoo. We do have one girl. She lives up at Growing Wild, where all the meerkats live, up the top of the zoo. And then we've got our big boys in this exhibit. Now, this big guy here that we're looking at right now, his name's Wilbur. And then we've also got Little John. Now, Little John's on the other side of the exhibit, and he's right up against the fence, so you can go and have a little bit of a look at him later on as well. Now, in saying that, these big guys here, if you do come across them in the wild, you're definitely not going to come across them here in Australia. They aren't native. So these guys are from a place called the Aldabra Atoll, which is over in the Seychelles. Now, they've also been introduced to a number of other places, but some of the larger populations that have been released have been in places like the Reunion Islands, Zanzibar, Mauritius as well. Just watch your hands there, matey. Believe me, you don't want that happening. Now, in saying that, as I said, these guys, there is around about 80,000 of these out in the wild. They are currently listed as vulnerable. They're really getting smashed by poachers for the exotic pet trade, believe it or not. And rats are actually eating a lot of their eggs. So they are struggling a little bit, but the best thing about giant tortoises is they live for an extremely long time. Now, as you've been told throughout all your schooling, these guys, they do live for an extremely long time, and these are the ones that they're talking about. They're no exception to the rules. So these are some of the oldest living vertebrates on the planet, and they will push anywhere right through 160 straight up into that double century. So they can live for a very, very long time. These guys here, as they're currently sitting, have been here for about 53 years, or this guy here has anyway. So he came here to us, as I said, 53 years ago. So Wilbur's a little bit more of a part of the furniture here. Now, we've had Little John here for quite some time as well, but he actually got put on the electronic books, believe it or not, back in the 70s. So he actually came to us through Seattle Zoo. So he went through Seattle and came here through a number of other quarantine facilities. So they've been both here with us for quite some time. We are estimating that they've been around on this earth for anywhere between 90 to about 110 years, these boys. So believe it or not, they're middle-aged. As I said, they're no exception to the rule of living for a very long time. They'll push, as I said, right up through that 160 mark. So they've got quite a while to go, these big fellas. Now, in saying that, yes, they are quite heavy. As you can imagine, standing up here, they've got these really large legs, and they can push all about 190 kilos worth is what they're weighing at the moment. So they are really, really heavy. Now, they will get a little bit heavier throughout the year. So what's going to happen is these guys will have quite a lot more food intake, and they'll be storing a lot more fat. So they'll push right up through 205 to anywhere up to around about 210 kilos at the end of the warmer period. Now, in saying that, the heaviest Aldabran I've seen was around about 240 kilos. So yes, they do grow all their lives, and a lot of that weight is in the shell that I'm touching and scratching at the moment. Now this shell here, and you may notice even when the boys give him a scratch, he just sits here and he absolutely loves it. They can feel through the shell. Yeah, so it's keratinized. It's made out of what our fingernails are made out of, and they love attention. As you can see, he's resting his head there and he's happy, just chilling out. He goes into a little bit of trance as well. So as I said, they can feel that. They're nearly as tactile as we are through our skin, so they've got nerve endings, little blood vessels, and even pores like we do, as I said, in our skin as well. And often we do actually have to come in here, especially through summer, and just wash them off with UV oil just to help clean out their shell and help their shell breathe more or less. So as I said, they really do enjoy having a little bit of a shell scratch, and if you are up the fence even now or a little bit later on with little John, give them a scratch on the shell, just not on the head, but on the shell, and they really, really do enjoy it, guys. Now, as I said, there's a lot of weight in this shell, and we estimate that's up to about 40% of their weight. There is bony plate on the inside, and it is connected to their skeletal system. So no, they don't leave their shells behind. They're not like a hermit crab. It, as I said, does grow with them. Now, they obviously do need to eat quite a lot to be able to get to this size. Now, when they do hatch out of an egg, so they are laid in, they are in an egg at the start of their life, and after about anywhere up to about 130 days, they will hatch out. Now, that egg is about maybe 30% larger than a golf ball, so it does take them quite a long time to, as I said, get to this size. But what they're generally eating, even at that young age, is they're going to be eating things like your leaf matter, and they're also going to be eating things like, even we provide little bits of veg and greens for them here. So we give them about 1.6 kilos of veg each and every single week for these guys. They love anything that's yellow, red, or orange. They've just got quite primitive eyesight, and they really do just connect with those colours. And they absolutely love the smell of things like carrot as well. So if you've got a carrot, you can pretty much make an Aldabran tortoise do anything as far as I can understand. Now, in saying that, we do give them greens, so these guys eat way better than I do. They'll eat things like kale, endive, and even chicory, so we throw that throughout the exhibit today, so that's that this guy will munch down on a little bit later. We'll feed out a little bit of fruit. Interestingly enough, we don't feed out heaps of fruit to these guys. Now, the reason being is it can actually ferment within their intestines, because the way that they actually metabolise their food is completely different to ours. It's all pretty much governed on how warm it is outside, or how warm the tortoise is. So we try and not feed out as much fruit or anything like that throughout the winter period, because we don't want them to get a little bit of an upset stomach. Now, last but not least, we do actually feed out a thing called browse. Now, browse is just big clippings that we do cut off the trees around here at the zoo. These guys go crazy for it. Things like hibiscus, poplar, and also your Coprosma plants, they really do enjoy that stuff. Now, you notice that we do have a funny looking kind of feed tree in the exhibit over there. We've got two of them. Now, the reason is why we do have those funny looking feed trees in there is because we'll actually hang food items up, and it's great to keep these guys mentally and physically active. I've seen, especially Wilbur, he really loves having things like broccoli and carrots up on that feed tree. He'll stand up, he'll try and eat it, but the rope moves around, and then it spins on a 360-degree axis. So I've seen him spend, as I said, anywhere up to an hour trying to eat those food items. So it's perfect to keep him, as I said, mentally and physically active. Now, lots of people also ask me, last but not least, are we trying to breed them? So yes, we are trying to breed them. They're just quite a difficult species to breed. As you can imagine, looking at a tortoise, they probably aren't very good at mating, so yes, that's true. They are quite an awkward species when it does come to mating. One adaptation that the males do have, so if you did feel in underneath this guy's shell or his plastron, which is the bottom of his shell here, it's actually concave, so it's not flat. That helps him mount on top of the females there, but otherwise, as I said, they're not very good at it. I've seen them mount logs and rocks and things like that in the exhibit as well. So, as I said, we won't push it too far because you might get a bit sad when you're talking about that stuff. Now, in saying that, females, even if they are really good females and they're in good condition, we've got a really good male with that female. She may only lay a fertile clutch maybe every 3 to 4 years as well. Even if that did happen, hypothetically, what she would do, she'd dig a little chamber in the ground, which is pretty amazing because it's a straight down tube, and then at the bottom there's actually a chamber. How they dig it with the feet that they have, I'll never understand, but they manage to do so. They'll plop their eggs in there. Now, there's up to about 25 in captivity and about